Head up, eyes open. Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and welcome to another edition of letting the gyms out with the chickens. I'm doing this early. Welcome to another edition of letting the chickens out with Jim. What a difference a half an hour makes. So I'm doing this a little bit early because we are getting ready to run the gauntlet at the grocery store. So we're getting going a little bit early. So I'm not I'm not as alert as maybe as I should be, but I do have a topic today, and that is head up, eyes open. Yeah, I've noticed that when I'm running, I have a tendency to lower my head and look about 10 feet in front of me. I think instinctively I'm looking for potholes and other obstacles, pine cones, rocks, things that I could twist my ankle on. And then it's interesting when I go for a walk in the afternoon in the same area with my wife, I see things from a completely different perspective. Because I'm walking and I'm not going as fast, I tend to hold my head up more and look around and see things from a perspective that I don't normally see when I'm running. And I notice a lot of things that I don't notice when I'm running. And what I realize, though, is that when I'm running and very intent and very focused, I don't pull my head up. And that's not necessarily a good thing because you can't spot problems further down the road. And I have actually run into problems before, literally, not running into stuff in the road, but like I can remember a couple of specific examples where I was looking down, and when I looked up, there were a couple of dogs in the road that were not very friendly, and this has happened more than once. I also almost got hit by an electric car one time because they're so quiet, you can't hear them coming if you're depending on that. And so I constantly have to remind myself to scan up and down, looking for stuff that it might trip on, but also keeping an eye out for stuff that literally might jump out of the woods and get me. I know that sounds paranoid, but it's true. I mean, I don't need to get bitten by a dog, and it happens all the time to people who are out running, especially in the country. So my advice today, especially with everything that's going on, I don't know if you've read the news or you read anything other than mainstream news, but there is some weird stuff. Stop pecking me. There's some weird stuff going on in the world. You got to keep your head up. You got to keep your eyes open. I'm not into conspiracy theories or any of that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying keep your head up, keep your eyes open, pay attention to what's going on in your industry, pay attention to what's going on in your local news, pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood. Just pay attention. And I really think this metaphor of, looking up, looking down, looking all around, which is what you should be doing when you're running down the road, especially out in the country or you're in an unknown area, where whenever I run in an unknown area, I tend to instinctively keep my head up and look around. But when I'm on familiar territory, I tend to kind of get lost in my own world. So we're all in unfamiliar territory now. So I just wanted to share that message with you. I have nothing to pitch today, nothing to sell today. I'm just trying to think in slightly different ways because I'm seeing stuff that's making me concerned, and we all need to just pay attention. So let's take this back around to something maybe a little bit more positive. I haven't done this in a week. Let's do a 3-part gratitude list. The number one thing I'm super grateful for right now is that my back has mostly stopped hurting. I threw my back out and I was literally flat on my back for 3 days in excruciating pain. I mean, so bad that I couldn't even get up out of the bed without hollering out. I'm super grateful that the flock is calm today because we put the two horny roosters over into isolation and everybody is taking a breather out here on Chicken Ranch land. Now they want snacks. They're not happy, but there you go. And I'm also, third thing I'm super grateful for is my sister, who just celebrated her 55th birthday yesterday. Big shout out to my sister Beth. She and I have had an interesting relationship over the last half century, but I cannot imagine a better sister than my sister Beth ever. She's pulled my ass out of the fire more than once, and she actually saved me from drowning when I was about 4 or 5 years old. We were at Ocean City, Maryland. I fell into the water. The undercurrent grabbed me. She and I were walking along. My mom and dad were in front of us, and for whatever reason, I fell in the water and I was getting pulled out to sea, and she grabbed my arm and pulled me back in and saved me from drowning. So God bless my sister. You guys have a great day. Remember that little mantra, heads up, eyes open. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.